How's it going, guys? This is Evan back, coming to you from the inside of the most famous prison in the United States of America. That prison is Alcatraz. Now, Alcatraz was home to some of the United States' roughest and toughest inmates. I wanted to talk to you about prisons for my topic that isn't covered in the book. And I don't want to just talk to you about prisons. What I want to talk to you about is the relationship between schools, social welfare, social work, and how together we can improve the percentage, actually we can decrease the percentage of our children being incarcerated. So I'll be back in a couple minutes from a different part of Alcatraz to show you a little bit more. The article that I decided to talk about, or to read, discussed in depth the linkage between prison and school, and they focused mostly on the direct correlation between illiteracy, dropping out of school, and being incarcerated. My article provided me with many great statistics about incarceration and children in terms of their educational success. One of the main things that it talked about was that 82% of the prisoners in America are high school dropouts. Now, this is something that social workers and educators can make a difference and change something about. I believe that social workers can help a little bit more outside of school and help children with the problems that they may be experiencing outside of school that are hindering them academically and pulling them away from school. And I believe that educators can teach them things that will make them believe and make them see and understand that education is very, very important to their success. I also wanted to point out that there is a strong connection between illiteracy and incarceration, as I said in the title slide. 85% of all juveniles who come into contact with the juvenile court system are functionally illiterate. So are 60% of all prison inmates. That's a very sad statistic to me because I'm going to be a special educator, and a majority, if not all of the students that I'm going to come in contact with will have some type of deficit in terms of reading and writing, and some social language problems as well. So this is a very scary statistic to me, and I believe that I have a very important job to do in the future, and that is to teach people how to read and write and speak so that they can be successful. And hopefully with that, I can decrease this percentage in the future. Also, working with social workers, I can, or social workers can, tell me students that are at risk that might not be identified for special education that would benefit from some resources or some interventions that I could provide to them to help them as well, because I might not have them on my caseload, but I could still help them and try to keep them going down the right track. And I believe that doing this intervention is extremely important because of this statistic. It says that inmates have a 16% chance of returning to prison if they have received literacy help, as opposed to 70% for those who received no help. So again, I the direct contact with social workers and educators is very, very pivotal and very important for this part of trying to improve the life of these kids and trying to decrease the number of individuals that return to the prison system after they've been incarcerated once. And I believe that social workers are going to be a little bit more knowledgeable about who in the school might have been incarcerated, who is on probation, parole, who might need help and who might benefit from this help. Because as you can see, the numbers don't lie here. 16% as opposed to 70%. I can't justify not helping people with percentages like that. If somebody's been to prison and they're struggling readers, writers, or speakers, it is absolutely vital that we get them the help that they need, and we provide them with literacy coaching, literacy help, and we work together to improve the lives of many of our children and to really decrease the amount of individuals who are incarcerated, because they don't need to be. And the final statistic, or the final point that my article pointed out was that over 50% of the youth in the juvenile justice systems suffer from diagnosable mental illness, and fully half that number have serious multiple diagnoses. So this statistic is also very worrisome and bothersome to me, because I will also work with individuals with emotional disturbances, mental illnesses, and social workers and counselors can really help in this portion. And I believe that instead of helping people, we just put them in prisons, and then if they are in prison, they're not getting the help that they need. So we need to help improve that gap, and work together, collaborate together to pinpoint the individuals in our school who might be at risk, and really focus on getting them the help that they need, whether it be from a social worker, a counselor, or a special educator, or a regular educator, and really, really focus on how can we better this person's life, and how can we decrease the likelihood of them being incarcerated just because they are illiterate. Because as we can tell, the data doesn't lie about the connection between illiteracy and incarceration. I'm going to take you back to Alcatraz, show you a little bit more. Alright guys, we are currently in D Block at Alcatraz. And D Block was known for basically solitary confinement. Some of the hardiest criminals have spent time in these cells, so we're actually going to walk inside. I'm going to take a step inside of D Block cell number 9. As you can tell, there's really not much in here. It's just a really, really small room. It's actually kind of creepy in here. But what I wanted to say from a perspective of an educator is, if we don't work together with social workers, we don't work together with educators to keep kids out of here, they're going to spend countless nights and many, many hours with this view. And that's very sad to me. The view of freedom. Doesn't cost very much. Some may say that a good education will keep you on this side of these doors. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.